Welcome once again to our lesson. I hope you are doing well. Please remember to stay home and stay safe. This morning we want to look at fraction, and the aspect we are going to consider here is equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions. Remember the definition for a fraction? We said it's a part of a whole. Is a part of a whole. So by the end of this lesson, you'll be able to find the equivalent of a given fraction. Equivalent of a given fraction. So come along as we study today. So equivalent fractions have the same values but look different. They have the same values, but they look different. What do I mean by this? Now let's look at this. Do you know that 1 out of 2 is equivalent or equal to 3 out of 6? Now, to change a fraction to an equivalent fraction, all that we need to do is to multiply the numerator, that's the top value, and then the denominator, the bottom value, by the same number. Again, for us to change or to find equivalent of any fraction, let's multiply the numerator, which is the top value, and the denominator, which is the bottom value, by the same number. Now let's look at this. 1 out of 2 and 3 out of 6, we said, are equivalent. Now what are you going to do to 1? What number are you going to multiply by 1 in order to get 3? And so let's multiply this 1 by, let's multiply by 3. So 3 times 1 is 3. And so let's do the same thing to the 2. Since we multiply the numerator by 3, we are going to multiply the denominator also by 3. And that will give us 6. I hope you got the explanation. Now I said for us to get an equivalent of any fraction, let's multiply the numerator and the denominator by the same value or the same number. So we multiply here by 3, we multiply here also by 3. Now let's take this one also. 3 out of 4. Now let's multiply the 3 by 2. And I'm sure you know the answer already. 3 by 2. Okay. Also, let's multiply the denominator 4 by 2. And so what do you have? We have 6 out of 8. 6 out of 8. Therefore, we can conclude from this expression that 3 out of 4 is equivalent to 6 out of 8. 6 out of 8. The equivalent fractions can also be obtained by dividing the numerator and the denominator by the same value. We can also have equivalent fractions by dividing the numerator and the denominator by the same value. So let's look at 45 out of 40. Now let's divide 15 by 5 and also divide 40 by 5. 15 divided by 5 is of course equal to 3. And 40 divided by 5 is 8. So we can also conclude that 15 out of 40 is equivalent to 3 out of 8. Please, can you guess what number that we have to divide 20 and 50 by in order to get 2 out of 5? Now guess your answer was right. Let's divide 20 by 10 and you arrive at 2. The same way, let's divide our 50 by the same 10 and our answer is 5. So we can conclude that 20 out of 50 is equivalent to 2 out of 5. Now, if you understand this concept, I want you to solve these questions in 2 minutes. See you in the next lesson.